Hi, hello, and welcome to Straightforward. My name is Carol Beckford, and you're in program 6 of season 2. Thanks for all of you who continue to watch from Jamaica, the Caribbean, and global. Today I have such a very special person joining us on the program today. Her name is Valerie Neita-Robertson, QC. So we're raising the bar on today's program. Valerie, welcome to Straightforward.
Thank you, Carol. It's a pleasure to be here.
Oh my God! And when we're doing the show, I said to Valerie, we're something casual and sexy, and yes, she did. And closer to the end of the program, we're gonna show you her full outfit, right? And it's green. It's green undertone. Valerie, what inspired this outfit today?
You told me casual and sexy, so I had to mix it. And actually, green is one of my favorite colors.
So your green is your favorite color,
Yes.
and you're part of an orange party.
That's right. But that's how lawyers are. We can segregate and separate very well.
Oh, and what a way to tell you about her QC attributes. Queen's Counsel, what's happening in the legal profession with you? Over 40 years, and look at day past 41.
Oh, goodness, that's what everybody tells me. Must be the hard work, because I work
tell you.
around the clock.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
I know, and you have some top-notch clients, which we'll talk about. Look at me under the tree, K-I-S-S-I-N-G. Anyway, Valerie, you were born in St. Catherine, but you're a girl from St. Elizabeth.
That's right.
Tell us how that
parish.
happened.
Well, my dad was a bookkeeper with Jerry and Nephew, so he worked on the estates.
Uh-oh.
And my mom was on her way to Kingston to have me, and I couldn't wait.
Oh, God.
And she had to stop at the Spanish Town Hospital. That was it. And I jumped into the world with great energy.
Valerie is a June born.
That's
so,
right, June the 17th, Gemini.
I know. She maintains balance in her life. I don't know how she do it. All right, yes. And my executive producer, I think, is born in June too. But anyway.
Yeah, great.
What were some of the things you did as a child growing up in St. Elizabeth?
Oh, goodness. I mean, my kids, I have 4 boys.
Mm.
And at one time in my life, I went to live in St. Mary. I think my last son, who is now 24, was about 2. And so I lived about 3 years in St. Mary, Port Maria.
Mm.
Fabulous. I would get up in the morning when the sun was just rising and go run on the beach. It was really a good way to start your day.
Yeah.
And my other sons were so jealous, Mommy, why we never go in the country too? So in Appleton, where my mom was a teacher at Thornton Primary School.
Oh, teacher and bookkeeper, parents.
Yes,
Nice.
I had a real country life.
Farming?
No, my father didn't farm. I mean, he grew pigs, so we learned to care for the pigs, and we rode the farm horses when we could catch them.
Oh dear.
Because they were not allowed. But I hopped on cane trucks to pull off cane, roll downhill, and the best part, I hope nobody from Appleton is listening. We used to go with Daddy to the factory.
Oh.
And he would carry us to the area where they had the vats. And we would stick our finger in whatever rum we could find and suck it up. So till today,
Oh boy.
my favorite drink is white rum and tea. And I cannot get drunk on that.
Oh boy.
I'm seasoned.
I know some other people. White romantic. That's a good advertisement for Jerry and Nephew. So, all right. So, St. Elizabeth, and then you went to high school in Kingston. How did that happen?
Well, my mom was a teacher, so teacher's child, you have to be top of the class. And,
Yeah.
when you were asked to select school, it was Woolmer's, because my sisters were in town.
Ajiquad Agis?
That's right.
Yes.
My sisters were boarding in Kingston.
Oh.
And so I came to the great Woolmer's Girls' School.
What number you fall in the siblings list?
Okay, I am number 4.
4
and
of
my
6.
brother is number 6.
Oh,
One brother, and he was the last one.
okay. All right. So Wolmer's, wow. That I think Wolmer's is one of the oldest schools in
It
the
is.
Caribbean.
It is. It
There's
is.
one in Barbados that I think is challenging on the challenge.
That's right.
Wolmer's on the dates.
Yes. Ourselves and Titchfield and
Manning's, right, in
are
Jamaica.
in the top oldest schools.
What were some of the things that St. Elizabeth had now, then, than, and different from what it is like now?
Well, the Appleton factory is not as then productive in terms of the production of sugar as now as it was then. They're mainly rum. And by the way, the Appleton tour is absolutely fabulous.
Yes.
And I must recommend it.
Yeah.
And at the end, they put you in a room with a lot of rum.
Rum is going to be a factor through this. Although we have red wine on
That's
set.
right. And you have glasses, and they carry through a tasting process where you taste from the basic to the finest.
Oh.
It's really enjoyable.
Finest and rum in the same sentence?
Yes, the finest tasting.
I know.
Distilled wine.
Yes.
Yes.
And Joy is on it sometimes, or Master Blender.
That's right. We get to taste that free of cost.
Yeah. Why? Because
Joy,
white
and
rum.
it's a fine rum.
Yeah, white rum is the hottest thing on the market now, you know.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It is.
So, you would have passed common entrance, you come into Kingston. What was that transition like?
Oh, I must tell you, one of the things that doesn't exist now is that train ride.
Yeah.
I used to ride on that train to come to Kingston to see my siblings on holidays. And it was the greatest experience you could ever have. I mean, on it is the pastor, he's preaching, him or her. There's the sweetie man selling grater cake and cut cake. And there's a peanut man. And they are just ordinary Jamaicans who are really very expressive and telling their stories and arguments, and a fabulous experience. I used to just wait for holiday to get on that train.
To get on the train?
Yes.
Have you ever gone the other side to Cambridge?
No, I have not.
Because, all right, so I understand that the people used to come off the boat, stop at Cambridge, take your measurements, come to the Appleton tour.
Okay.
And then get it back. That's up
When
in
they
Cataloopa down that side.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Some of us, those of you born after a particular time, would have missed the train rides.
Oh, yes. I think my third son, I took him on the last train ride when he was very young.
Oh.
Yes.
So, yeah. Well, I wasn't allowed to take the train. I won't tell you my family business right or something. But anyway, high school. Tell us a little bit about the high school.
Oh, Wolmer's was a great experience for me too. I still have the friends I made in school. We don't see each other every day, but we talk, yes, and we're still great friends. Audrey Pinto was my headmistress.
Oh dear.
And I was a rebellious young lady.
What was? All right. We soon get to the bottom of this rebellion.
So I led many demonstrations against the headmistress. Can you imagine? I mean, with good reason. You couldn't.
Oh, absolutely, Queen's Counsel.
You couldn't graduate if you had an afro. Unheard of. I had to fight for that.
And look where we are in 2020.
Precisely. So I had to cut my hair and wash it with vinegar to get an afro, because my hair was very curly.
Oh.
Yes.
So vinegar makes the hair puffy?
Gives it I guess in today's world you would use mousse. But then I didn't know anything about mousse, so it was vinegar.
You never have mousse back then?
I don't know. Yes, and I mean demonstrations about the lunchroom and what they sold and the diet and the rise in the price of patties.
What was you remember what
Chuppence.
Chuppence? I want to quarrel about patty.
Chuppence for patty and then raise it to 6 pence.
Oh my God.
Yes.
So you used to go back and forth? You used to go down to St. Elizabeth?
Oh yeah, my father stayed down. My mommy came to town and then she was teaching at Papin Junior Secondary. And I would go to school there with her from
Oh.
time to time.
So at any point in high school, you know, you wanted to become a lawyer?
From I was a child, I knew. That's why I tell all the young people I know and my kids, one of the greatest satisfactions you can have is to have a profession that you absolutely love. It makes you get up on those mornings when you're weary and it's dreary and you might think I don't want to go to work, but I love my work so much and still do. That my sons say when I die, they're going to put on my tombstone, here lies my mother, she had one love, the law.
Oh my God, that's a good way to end segment one. You're listening to and watching Straightforward. Listen, me and my radio, I can't get out of the radio. We're coming to you from the Jamaica Pegasus, Kingston's preferred hotel. We're going to take a break. And when we come back, we're going to take you down the road of Valerie the politician, Valerie the entrepreneur, Valerie the volunteer, she do everything. But the Valerie the QC, we're going to get there. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Connect, create, and collaborate in the Jamaica Pegasus's new co-working spaces designed for you. Host your meetings in our office for one or office for up to 4 persons. Book your private office space today for 4 hours, 1 day, 7 days, or more, and get free Wi-Fi, coffee, bottled water, concierge service, free parking, discounted meals, and more. Reserve your office space today by calling 876-926-3690 or visit www.jamaicapegasus.com.
Alright, so we're in segment 2 and we're still at the Pegasus. And as you can see, we know have additional stuff on the set, but the behind the scenes conversation I always tell you is the ones you want to die to hear. But welcome back. So we're still with Valerie Neita-Robertson. And you know, high school, and she went to a girls' school, and next door was a boys' school.
That's right.
Did you have a woman's boyfriend at any stage?
Oh, definitely.
So, really?
Mm-hmm.
Anybody name you can call? No, I joke. No, me no want to set you up because then we sue you. But anyway, so student leadership, because you would have, you know, led so much things at school, and most of us, when we give trouble at school, them do. So what were you at Woolman's?
Well, I was very active in sports.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And then, of course, I became head prefect.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Yeah, as she sips a glass of red wine. She just did one taste of wine still, you know.
Yeah. So, eventually they gave me prefect, because I think that was a way of keeping me quiet. Well, I finally graduated with all my subjects.
Yes, she said that with.
And I was on my way to law school.
Oh dear.
To UWI.
So you
Mona campus.
Right.
I spent 1 year and then I went to Barbados.
Barbados. How was Barbados at that time?
Absolutely fabulous. Boy, did I bad out.
Bad out. So that's a word we learned in bad out. Oh boy.
Yeah, I mean, you're away from home.
Right.
I'm only 17 plus going 18.
Oh, you went straight from sixth form?
Yes,
to,
straight.
Oh
I
my
mean,
God.
I had made up my mind from I was 14, 15, this is it. So I had organized my student loan. Yes, because it was expensive.
Yeah, the 6
And
years.
my parents
So at the
couldn't
time.
afford it.
Absolutely.
Precisely. So I had organized all of that to my parents' surprise. My father wasn't surprised. He knew I was a very determined person.
Oh, still is. You keep saying was. But.
And I was off to Barbados.
Oh boy.
And the island was absolutely beautiful.
Still is actually.
Yes, but it's there that I learned about the effect of colonialism on the Caribbean.
Oh dear.
And because whenever you went on a bus, the black Bajans would get up to give the white Bajans their seats.
What year was this?
Oh goodness, this was 73 going into 74.
So you'd have left Jamaica right after Michael Manley won in 72.
That's right.
So
That's
the
right.
fact that you mentioned colonialism, I wanted to put the
Yes.
context of the politics.
That's right.
Who was Prime Minister of Barbados at the time?
I don't remember. I don't
I can
remember.
check. I can
Yes,
check.
Yes, I don't remember.
Mm. Some black Bajans get up and give white Bajans the seat on the bus.
Yes. But the thing about Barbados that I admired was that they, no matter, first of all, they kept this, those small wooden houses on stilts, which to this day I admire, because when you go inside, they're very warm. And to this day, I love board houses.
Yes.
Yes.
Without letting out the secret, yes, she does love board houses.
Yes, I do. And they were fully equipped. Telephone, TV, everything that you needed. They were in these houses. Downtown Barbados was really the mecca of the tourist industry. Right. Yes. I bought a lot of jewelry there. It was so cheap. When I went, Carol, it was $2 Bajan to every Jamaican. So when you go there with the little money, it spread far.
And you buy jewelry in Barbados?
Yes, it was gorgeous. I remember buying, and I still have it to this day, a blue diamond. Yes.
Right. You watched any cricket while you were there?
Oh yes, cricket wouldn't. Brian Lara, of course, as you know, was my favorite batsman. My second husband and I used to have fights about Brian Lara.
Oh dear.
I never understood why, because he was such a fine batsman. But as growing up, I admired so many of them. I don't know if you remember Kanai.
Yeah, man, Ron
Yes,
Kanai, the
Rowan
Guyanese.
Kanai,
Yeah.
That's right. And of course, Gary Sobers.
The national hero.
Oh, that's
Sweet
right.
boy with him,
That's
with them
right.
things
That's
up.
right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Errol Barrow was the prime minister
There you go.
in those days.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
So that was a strange because you'd have left Jamaica. So of course you were absolutely shocked, right? Because those things don't happen in Jamaica.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
And being very black conscious and being a nationalist, it was something that I didn't like at all.
So was it there at that point that you figured politics would have worked
No,
along?
man, I decided from when I was at Woolmers, I am going to be a politician.
Lawyer and politician?
Yes.
One time in this little frame?
Yes. I was a great admirer of Norman Manley.
Oh.
And I read a lot about him. So you had the combination of lawyer and politician.
Is this why so many lawyers turn politicians in the PNP?
Yeah. No. Well, being a lawyer, you have to interact with people. It's very similar to politics, because you're serving people.
Yes.
So, and you have to know the different types of persons. You have to interact with them very closely. You have to treat them good. I think it's a natural progression.
Oh.
Because in the courts, you fight for the rights of people. In politics, you're supposed to fight
For the rights, you see?
and don't ask
Me notice you say, you understand what she said for politician. Anyway, all right, maybe put on that one day. But seriously though, I've noticed that even in other countries, a lot of the politicians, even if they don't go to the bar, they have legal engineering. But anyway, so listen now, you were called to the bar, you came back to Jamaica. By the way, before I say your business, okay, you finally hot boy in Barbados.
Yes, and we got married in Jamaica.
So it was a Jamaican who...
Yes, it was a Jamaican. I love Jamaican men. Yeah,
and she's on the market, gentlemen. Did I just say that? Talk about marriage. Let's talk about marriage.
Yes.
What's your view on the institution of marriage?
Oh, marriage. I've been married twice. And I believe that marriage is a wonderful institution. Companionship, sharing things that you like, being different,
Right.
but still learning to understand each other. Um, my first husband was a lover of the outdoors, which was, you know, I love that.
Right up
The
your
beach,
street.
the mountains, the horses,
Yes.
everything that
I have a
goes.
fabulous picture of you during COVID time with your
Yes.
arms stretched out on top of the mountain.
Right on the hill. Chantilly was the place.
Chantilly, yes.
Lovely place. And my second husband was a politician. So we shared that in common. And he usually tells the story how he knew I was serious about politics. Because we were coming from Montego Bay. And when we reached St. Catherine, there was we heard that there was a demonstration going on. And he said, I took off my high-heel shoes and my jacket and flung it on the back seat, and he was wondering, why is she doing that? And I reached around the back and took out my track shoes and put them on.
Right.
And he says, what you doing that? I said, join the demonstration. What's wrong with you? PNP are demonstrating, I demonstrate too.
Well, you're always a rebelling, Valerie.
Yeah, but marriage is a good institution. And I believe, having regard to the work that I do and how I have to interact with young people, and they get to share things with me, and I get to try to guide them to be better persons, I have learned that the family is very important to how you grow children.
And instill
The stability of the family.
certain values, right?
Yes, and so I encourage persons who are in love.
Yeah.
And by the way, I have a view on love too. It's not that hairy-fairy thing here. Solid love.
Look at, we're going to bring her back right, because the love thing is a whole hour.
Yes. To get married.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. And note she said, so the things you like and the things that you're different with, you must learn to cohabitate. No. All right, so you're a lawyer now. You come back, you get called to the bar, and you're just this, you're not short, but you're a small frame, quite rebellious, but you're packed into now an industry that is solidly
Yes.
male.
Yes.
How were the first couple of years?
I was the third year of the Norman Manley Law School. Remember, before that, you were clerked to a law firm, and you would go overseas to do the bar, and you would join Athene or whatever. KD Knight and John Jr. and PJ Pattison and those senior lawyers went through that process.
Right.
So now I'm at the Norman Manley Law School. I was the third year. It was started very small, and then it has blossomed now to like 200 students a year. There's turning out graduates. It was, for me, now looking back at it, when I left and went into private practice, I realized it was too academic, the law school.
We're going to take a break and come back, because now I think we have a whole heap of lawyers. I mean, why you get your thing on that, but we have to take a break. So this is still straightforward. We're at the Jamaica Pegasus, Kingston's preferred hotel. We're going to take a wine break. We'll be right back with Valerie. Hi, I'm Carole Beckford, and I'm your host for Straightforward. Season 1 brought you some of the best acts to follow. We took you to the cricket pitch, the studio, musical stage, classroom, and behind the scenes. Our theme embraces nation building and role modeling. You'll hear stories you've never heard before. Let us take you on that journey. So join us for Season 2, which is coming up soon. Straightforward, always a step ahead. Straightforward is shot on location at the Jamaica Pegasus, Kingston's preferred hotel. Hey, welcome back. We still have Valerie with us. Valerie Neita-Robertson QC. You know, we have to give her a title. Somebody was really advocated for people who are less able to afford certain kind of legal storage. But she came into the profession at a good political time frame in the Caribbean in the 70s when things were just becoming more aware of ourselves. You know, she related about the incident on the bus and so on. But Jamaica at the time, but it was largely occupied by men in the legal profession.
Oh yes, my class was male. The profession was male dominated.
Right.
And especially in the criminal law field, which is the field I went into.
Yes, miss.
Because in that field you know everything. So I had a desire to know everything that was happening.
Yes.
Yes, myself.
Yes, yes, miss. We know.
So I went into that was always my love, by the way. And it was hard work.
Hard strategic work.
It was hard strategic work. But I was lucky to be with some of the great advocates. So my first year I worked with Agricultural Credit Board as a legal advisor.
Oh.
Yes, a legal officer. So I would go around to the PC banks to tell them about the law and what they must do and what they should try to avoid.
So those are like the small farmers who had loans and
I went all over Jamaica.
Wow.
And I was known for the legal officer who would climb the fence and find the guavas wherever they were. I love guavas, Carol.
I know the story.
And when I smell it, yeah man, if it's over a fence, in a field with cow and goat, I am going over there to pick my guavas.
By the way, she's still a climb fence here, people, because we've been on the road together.
And I left and went into practice with Enoch Blake, the late Enoch Blake.
Right.
And you remember he was in politics. He was an MP in St. Catherine.
In St. Catherine.
That's right. And from Enoch, I went to Tony Spaulding. Great politician.
Yes. Of which
lot
the
to
football
learn from
field
him.
down at Arnett Gardens is
That's
named
right.
after Tony
That's
Spaulding.
right. So Arnett Gardens, I used to go there with that began my actual campaigning and political work.
So Tony's office was down in Arnett Gardens?
Tony's office was on Melmac Avenue.
Oh.
But because I worked with him,
Oh, you got to
he
go
would
into
take me with him.
Aha.
Right.
So young, pretty girl down a jungle,
Yeah, man.
but you're a lawyer.
I used to sleep down there many a night.
Miss, you can't say that funny people.
With my friend Donovan Nelson. Donovan knows that. his wife was my secretary.
Oh.
So, yeah. I used to eat fried dumpling and saltfish on the sidewalk in the night. Absolute peace, lovely community, lovely people. No
Lots of
violence.
history.
Yes,
Lots
of
history.
That's right.
Yes, and some lovely
Yes.
hotels and facilities are in that place. And we're calling on the people that we still have time to develop our communities, regenerate Jamaican communities.
Yes.
Yeah. So
And then my first husband was shot and killed. They robbed him at the house, outside the house one night. And that was a traumatic experience for me and for the kids. But I focused on the kids, not on myself. So I had to take over his practice. So I left Tony and took over his private practice.
Oh.
And that led me to where, after a number of years, about 2-3 years, the great Ian Ramsey invited me to join his chambers.
His chambers,
That's
yes,
right.
yes.
Now he is, Jamaicans don't know enough about Ian Ramsey. And a lot of the fine lawyers that we have had, some of who have passed on. Rattray.
Who writing
Carl
those
Rattray.
stories?
I don't know. I thought DK would have done it, would have written about the Manly era, and all that went with it. and Dudley Thompson
Yeah.
intended to write. What I do know is that Churchill and Neita were cousins, by the way, not husband and wife, as some people think.
I know.
Dudley.
His wife's name is Angela.
Angela.
Right.
But Churchill has done a lot of recorded interviews with Dudley, and I'm still hoping that he will get around to doing the book. I mean, Dudley had a great mind, and the history of the legal profession was instilled in him.
You notice everybody.
He was a great Pan-Africanist. Yes,
oh yes, yes. I found that out when I did some work on Marcus Garvey only recently. Ryan, you notice everybody that come on the program. There's a book. If I should sign a book deal from Straightforward,
yes.
May I put you on the spot? You need to write a book, miss.
Yes.
Yeah, because hearing it from a woman's perspective, male-dominated woman, and she has the man code, by the way. She has the code.
Yes. So Tony, when he was retiring, he was not well and decided to step down from South St. Andrew, and he recommended me to take over the seat.
What happened?
Well, I guess I was too young, and I was a woman, and at that time there weren't many women in the politics, and
you had 2 sons.
Yes.
Your husband passed.
Yes. So they Portia, it was, who came to see me when my son died, when my husband died, and she recommended me to be the counselor, to run as a counselor in East St. Andrew, Augusta.
Right.
That's right.
So we're into the 80s now.
Yes. And I became the counselor in 1986. And it was great exposure for me. I learned the party, the system, the politics. I mean, I was awed by Michael Manley because, you're seeing him close up now.
So weren't all the women, miss?
I know, but I tried to resist it and it didn't work.
But you weren't caught in the web.
No, I was still young and, yes.
Yeah, Michael was handsome.
Oh, man, a charming man.
He was gorgeous, yeah.
That's right. And a man who stood up for honesty, loyalty, integrity. Yes, and Michael wasn't a rich man. And he didn't desire to be rich either. Hopefully Beverly will write more books. I know she has done one.
Right,
yes,
right.
But
yeah.
about the politics, because she has been so exposed to it, both from Michael's side and from DK's side.
She's lucky. I think after she has, overcome with with her challenges and stuff. But I've had the pleasure while she was hosting radio. I used to sit and listen to Bev in between the breaks.
Yeah, man, a great human being, a great woman.
Yes.
Great woman.
Great voice.
Yes.
So you were climbing through the,
Yes,
weaving.
I was counselor until the next local government election, and then I fell out with the MP, the candidate. He wasn't the MP. It was what's his name? Who is Minister
Ed?
Tour? Ed was the MP, and he and I got on fabulously. We played tricks on each other, but with good spirit. But he was a nice person.
Yeah, Ed is quite still the guy now. He's Sagittarius and he can't help it. He's born in
he
December.
involved me in a lot of stuff because I was a counselor.
Right.
And then I fell out with the
Your
candidate who was Ozzie Seymour.
Oh.
And I resigned and ran independent. Yep.
Okay. A
A
long
lot
time.
of people don't remember that.
A long time. Long
Yes,
time. Yeah, tried this
that's
rebellious
right.
path.
That's right. And then
Who took over as counselor?
it was some guy who was involved in horse racing. But after a while, the PNP lost the council seat and the Labour Party took over.
How was that running as independent, though?
Well, it was really a statement, but I knew I couldn't win, and I didn't try to win. I just wanted to make a statement.
Make a statement,
yes,
yeah. Like you did with Miss Pinto with the vinegar in your hair, right?
That's right.
I remember that.
Yes.
We're going to try it one of them there.
But it didn't stop there, you know. because well, I went back to my legal practice after that. I was advised by a lot of senior, Valerie, come back in today, you're so good there. And I buried myself in that. Did many famous, popular, hard cases that nobody else wanted to take on.
But you're still doing that.
And then I joined the NDM with Dickie Crawford, and a lot of PNP people, Barbara Clark, because by that time, I felt that the PNP was losing what we stood for. Oh. And I was of the view that the NDM would have brought about constitutional change, which is my thing. I believe that unless we make some serious changes, Jamaica will not move forward. Wow. But then Bruce let us down, and that was the end of that. I left before the NDM came to an end, because I realized
that it wasn't going to be sustainable.
No, it was not sustainable, because it was my view that Bruce really wanted to go back to the JLP. He really wanted to be in the JLP, and the NDM became his lever.
Oh, well, listen, yes. Valerie, it's only one segment we have left.
I know.
But we're going to kind of extend it, so that whole transition, because you went back to the People's National Party. You just finished a bruising campaign against Darrell Vaz.
That's right.
In West Portland.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah?
I want to open that door.
All right. No, because for the final segment, you're going to get into our personal life a little bit. Talk about sports. Talk about her advocacy. She's going to start a foundation very soon. I mean, she's doing the work already. She's just going to make it legal. Yeah. So when we come back, we're going to talk about her personal life a little bit. We're still with Valerie Neita-Robertson QC here at the Pegasus on Straightforward. We'll be right back.
Connect, create, and collaborate in the Jamaica Pegasus's new co-working spaces designed for you. Host your meetings in our office for 1 or office for up to 4 persons. Book your private office space today for 4 hours, 1 day, 7 days, or more, and get free Wi-Fi, coffee, bottled water, concierge service, free parking, discounted meals, and more. Reserve your office space today by calling 876-926-3690 or visit www.jamaicapegasus.com.
All right, so we're back, and we're in the last segment, and I don't even know what to say, because we need a little longer time with Auntie Valerie. See me sweet her up. Anyway, so this is Straightforward, and we're still at the Pegasus, and QC, Queen's Counsel. You have joined the ranks among a few special people, which include A.J. Nicholson, former Attorney General Patrick Anderson, Deborah Martin, who...
That's right.
I know Miss Martin, we went to the same primary school, not at the same time. Hi, Deborah. Howard Hamilton. How does it feel when you got the call? Tell me the process, how you knew you were going to...
I will tell you the truth. I never aspired to be QC.
Because you're a rebel.
I just loved my work, and I love defending people. And although people say I represent, these rich clients, even as QC, it's not true. I really represent the ordinary person. But I built into my representation...
Ordinary high-profile person.
You have a few high-profile. They pay the bills so that you can help the ordinary persons who are being, need justice. So I really buried myself in my work. As I told you, it was a male-dominated field, but I made my mark. I was insistent that I would be one of the best lawyers that there is. And that's just how I did it,
So when they call you, what was your reaction?
Well, I always say, when they say, people would say, Valerie not applying for QC. And I say, I'm a people's QC. I don't need this. My friend, a friend of mine, who I don't think wants to be named, tricked me. I was in court working, and if you know me when I'm working, it's deep concentration.
Oh, yes. Yes. When there, when she on her case,
Yes.
she didn't even look for you.
And Hensley, oh, I said his name. All right, Hensley. Hensley Williams came with a letter to the court and said, Valerie, your secretary said, must just sign this. You just sign it. Yes, that's what he did. Next thing I know, I am up in the final set of people to be myself and Tom Finson.
Right.
That's right. And I called Tom my QC matey.
Oh, dear. Huh?
Yes.
You notice how she know the street term them. All right.
And so we got QC together.
Mm-hmm.
We are friends.
We know this.
We share a lot in common.
Mm-hmm.
Although he's on the JLP side, I'm on the PNP side, but we don't let that.
No, sir, because it's a profession.
Precise.
Right.
Very
So
precise.
let's talk a little bit about Adija Palmer.
Yes.
How you got there, where you are now with him. Just very quickly. We're not go.
Well, before the actual case, I used to represent him in small matters, and so naturally he would come to me when this matter
Came up, right.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
And
By the way,
I trust he will be successful at the Privy Council, because it's my professional view that he should get a retrial at the least. The least.
all right. Talk to us a day in the life of a QC with ordinary high-profile cases. What's your ritual like? Talk to me a little bit about.
All right. Well, I get to work at 8:30. I see. That's the time in the morning when I see my clients, and then I leave by 9:30 to court. When I go to court, it's absolute concentration. Mr. Ramsey once told me that to prepare me, because I got a lot of preparation from him, and he would say, listen, when you're in court, let nothing distract you. It's your client you're working for.
Yeah.
And he told me that once he was in court doing a case, a murder case, no doubt, and he lived in Portland, and his secretary came to him and told him his house was on fire, and he, without turning, said, call the fire brigade. That was it.
All right,
So
without
it's
any
absolute
concession.
concentration.
I do that too, by the way, because I'm not a fireman.
No, you're not a fireman, so let the fireman go.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
I could see that.
Yes. So I come out of court at 4, sometimes 4:30, and I go back to my office, and I have a drink of wine, red wine,
Yeah, yeah.
To-
See, I know. I did my
Yes.
research.
or a rum and coke.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
And I relax for a while, catch up on what happens for the clients who have called for the day and what needs to be done. And I pack up a whole bag of files, go to my house, watch the news, eat my dinner, and take a sleep. And by 11 o'clock, I'm up, working to sometimes 3, 4 o'clock in the morning.
You run them kind of shift at this wonderful stage of your life, miss?
Yes, well, you see, when you're in court representing people,
I
you're
know.
obliged to do your absolute best.
Take note,
For
young
them.
lawyers.
And if it means you don't sleep, then you don't sleep.
Yeah.
I know not many people can, some people can't deal with that, but it works for me. So,
Yeah, but I spoke to some of the young people that she has worked with, and I wouldn't even call them mentor, because they're all her, they adore her, but they say, Miss, when Miss V adore her thing, she not partial. You could have even her child. When she works, she works. So the point is your dedication and commitment. All right, so we're going to touch about the politics a little bit. You just came out of West Portland. How is that transition? How are you managing that transition back to office?
It's not difficult for me to go back into the law, because there's work there. My office is run by a very competent junior counsel, a beautiful young lady, Kimberly Whitaker, who walked into my office 4 years ago
Yes.
and said to me, Miss Robertson, I need to get some exposure. Even if you don't pay me, you don't have to pay me. That's how she came, and immediately I realized she was a young lady who was focusing on the money. She's very good,
Yes.
and she works very hard.
Yes.
So she does a lot of the work now that I am QC, and a lot of people consult with me. I still do a lot of work with junior counsel.
Right.
I still take a lot of juniors, attorneys, to show them
The ropes.
the ropes, and that's why I said the law school was too academic, because my view is that there should be a bridge between the actual practice of law and the knowledge that you have to gain to practice.
To practice.
So I've recommended to the law school many times that they have the students attached to a lawyer, so that during the 2 years they spend some time with going through the ropes and learning how to do this thing.
Yeah.
They will come out much better equipped to deal with it. And I've had students who have scheduled their classes in a way that they can do cases with me from the word go. That means ID parade, question and answer, all the preliminary, visit to locus, take photograph, dig up things like a private investigator, right through to the verdict of the jury. And those persons are very mature when they graduate. When they graduate, they wonder, wait, you were out here long ago.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
Have you ever taught at the law school?
I hate teaching, formally.
But you said so fast, Valerie.
I
Formally,
hate teaching
formally,
but I do it
Yeah, you're
on a daily basis.
Yeah.
Yes.
And when you're around her, you actually feel like you know the law, because she takes you through the methods, and she goes 1, 2, 3, 4. I spent some time with her on the road, and I know you learn. And every phone call, you could have Prime Minister, Governor General, or the taximan down the road. You get the same advice in the steps.
That's right.
So that's what I learned.
Yes.
All right, so we're switching right now because we're running into some time. Personal thing now.
Yes.
You know you love music.
Oh, I do.
Ah.
I do. And Peter Tosh is my artist. I love Bob. And I
But?
play a lot of Bob's
But?
music. Peter Tosh is my artist. And Chronics.
Bob, Peter Tosh, Chronics. 3 different personalities, but
Yes.
Peter Tosh. No, me know why. No, me understand. That journey would have been
Yes.
equivalent to.
Yes.
Do you? And I know you used to go to shows before COVID.
Yes.
What kind
I've
of?
seen Bob live.
Where did you see him live?
Yes. In Montego Bay.
Oh, you used to go some special MTV.
What? Girl and sleep on cardboard on floor?
Well,
On
if you had jump
on
fence,
dirt, on dirt. Yeah, man, you can't miss Sunsplash, man.
it's back, by the way.
Yeah, man.
Yes, Sunsplash coming
Great
back.
experience.
Yeah.
Dancehall, love dancehall.
Yes, miss, we know.
Yes. It kind of is going a little off the track with the lewdness, but love dancehall.
Any shows internationally you have gone to that? Any other artists?
Well, my last son and I used to go to jazz festival.
Oh.
We never missed a jazz festival. Yes, and he was young. He was at prep school, but he used to go with me. And even today, he knows all the songs. He knows Diana Ross, all of them.
Who are some of the, outside of the Jamaican international
Yes.
acts, who are some of your favorites from
John
overseas?
Lennon. I love John Lennon. Yes.
We noticed a trend. Eh?
Yes.
Ryan, you noticed a trend?
I love
Yes.
John Lennon.
Yeah, man, the rebel coming out in you, bad man, you know. All right, food. What's your favorite food?
Oh, you know, I'm not a big eater. I can do without or have, but I would say vegetables. I can't have a meal unless I have my vegetables. And by the way, I make great salads. People always come to me, do me a salad, man, do me a salad. My salad, I mean everything. Grape, strawberry, tangerine, nuts.
May you make
cilantro,
people find where you live and
basil.
come here.
Basil, and I grow my own cilantro and basil.
Yes, miss.
'Cause I
And
love
she
them.
bakes a great potato pudding.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yes.
As for the stew peas, anyway.
Oh, and the curry chicken. Yes, I love to cook.
Yes.
Yeah, but I'm not a great foodist.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. She caters. She likes
I love to entertain.
entertain.
Oh, I love to entertain. I love people around me. They make me feel so satisfied. I enjoy it. So my house is always full.
Of young men. She mentors young men. What happened? What caused that? I mean, you have 4 boys, but
yes. Well, after I had 3 boys, the last one I saw it was a girl. I had no pimples, no morning sickness, no nothing. It was just fabulous. My skin looked good, my hair looked good. I mean, everything. And I said, this is a girl. See, we are in sync, it's a girl. Unknown to me, my sons were praying for a boy. I had a boy. And the interaction with my boys caused me to interact with more boys because it was my view. If your kid go bad out, make them bad out a field yard.
yes.
So make all the boys, all the friends them come a field yard. At least you know they're safe.
Right.
And from time to time, it started off slowly. We would have conversations. So, you know, they'd say, so Auntie Valerie, what do you think of so-and-so? Or you would hear them saying something like, this girl, I give them bun. And I would chip in and say, bun without cheese. And then a conversation start. And I give them advice. So after a while, my house just started to be full.
Yeah.
Then my last son was an athlete.
Yes.
And I got involved in the Woolman's track team.
Right.
And I was part of the management team. So we had a great program. So some of the boys, he was a jumper, hurdler and a jumper. So those people who were hurdling and jumping would be stationed at my house before champs for months. And I would, you know, talk to them, settle them down, let them focus. So my house was a study house. Anybody who came there did fabulous in exams, 1s and 2s.
Her house is
because they had to study.
It is still the study house.
Right. So that's how I became more involved with boys. And then in my legal practice, I dealt with so many young men and the problems they had and how a dislocated family, affected them. And so I really became a kind of empathizer of young men.
So you have girl dad, but you're a boy mom.
Yes, and I tried to kind of get them to make adjustments, and like I do with my sons, who are great people, by the way.
Yes. I've had the pleasure of having interactions with at least 2.
Yeah, so. Because boys are more sensitive than girls. Girls are tough. Boys are sensitive, and you have to know that little sensitivity about them. We think they are macho and they just put it on, but behind that, they are very sensitive. So you need to talk to them, you need to engage them, you need to exchange things, you need to guide them, and they will listen.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things I say about Jamaica. Sorry if anybody out there is upset, but it's my view, Valerie's view, that...
That's the name of a column, by the way.
Really?
Or a podcast,
yes? That a lot of our young men who have strayed because of the Jamaican mothers. They pamper the boys and they replace the father or the husband or the relationship they have had with the father who is now absent with the boy. And they create a certain culture among them that they don't learn to be responsible. They don't learn to work hard because mommy is there and you can lean on mommy and mommy will do anything for you and mommy will excuse anything that you do. Right. And I think that is one of the problems that we are having.
All right. So you'd have heard a lot about her life and all of that, and we're coming to the end of the program. What's your favorite color? You did say green, but what else other colors you like?
Red.
Red? What else you like to do? I mean, when you're not lawyering.
I love to swim. I love the sea. I absolutely love the sea. So relaxing. I like parties.
How are you managing on the COVID time now?
Well, the police listening. I have some little party in the yard. Not more than 10 people. And we barbecue and we play dominoes and we drink and we play music and it's fabulous and relaxing. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Any gardening?
Yes, I grow my herbs.
Uh,
My cilantro and my basil. And my garden is fabulous, as you know, because I spend a lot of time.
yes,
there.
yes.
And I used to sew, but you don't do that anymore.
What do you mean?
Well, crochet and embroider. And so, I mean, it was nothing for me to come home from Woolman's to have a party Saturday night, buy the cloth downtown and come home and sew the dress and put it on and go out to the party.
Oh, yes. Oh,
Regular thing. That.
oh
But
boy.
now you can go into the store and
Yeah. All right. Boy, let me tell you, this story is coming to a good end. But Valerie, it was our pleasure to have you on Straightforward.
Yes.
This was program number 6. What is 6 in Cashpot again? I mean, I'm sure we can figure that out.
yes.
But it's been fabulous. And 40 odd years, 4 decades of life.
yes.
QC, enough respect the system. Nice to have you.
My dear, it is great.
All right.
Here with you.
Yes. And cheers
cheers.
to Straightforward.
Definitely.
And to Guava.
Guava. And my foundation is Guava Jam.
Guava Jam.
Yes.
All right. So until next time, this is Straightforward. I want to tell the technical team thanks. Ryan Essen is here with us. And my wardrobe consultant, Mr. Keisha. My production assistant, Andre. And thanks to you for watching. Until next time, this is Straightforward and Carol saying thanks for watching. Hi, I'm Carol Beckford, and I'm your host for Straightforward. Season 1 brought you some of the best acts to follow. We took you to the cricket pitch, the studio, musical stage, classroom, and behind the scenes. Our theme embraces nation building and role modeling. You'll hear stories you've never heard before. Let us take you on that journey. So join us for Season 2, which is coming up soon. Straightforward, always a step ahead. Straightforward is shot on location at the Jamaica Pegasus, Kingston's preferred hotel.
Straightforward. With Carol Beckford, always a step ahead.